Back again for another video. Today's topic, we will be talking about lying. Yes, that thing that everyone does, right? Since I talk about so much about how the truth will do so much for you and that it will create a lifestyle that is more tailored to the essence of who you are rather than the essence of what you want and what you desire, because sometimes the truth does not always reach your desires right away. Remember, it's delayed gratification. So instant gratification would be thus lying. There's a saying that I'm sure plenty of people have heard of before, and it goes, the truth will set you free. But I was listening to a old CD. I think it was Rough Riders Volume 2, and it was maybe it was, I forget what it was, but it was a Styles P verse. I remember that much. But he said in one of his lines, he said, "If the truth will set you free, what will a lie do?" He was asking that question. And I think that's a very important thing to think about. We often think that lies get us what we want. Lies get us the desires. Lies, they tend to manipulate the reality. But one thing that you have to understand is that just like these women need to understand, and what I mean by these women is they live in a fantasy world. The fantasy world is a lie compared to the reality. You live in the fantasy world of your lies, that reality will catch up to you. You have to rely on the reality because it is your lifeline to your existence. The lies are not. But I want to look at it in a different frame. And this is something that I'm just, throwing thoughts around in my head. Could be right, could be wrong, but I was thinking about how we present ourselves to each other, men and women. How women will lie about what you can see, but men will lie about what you can't see. And what I mean by that is that, men, they lie about their previous experiences in regards to the amount of women they've been with, the type of women they've been with, the amount of money that they have, the amount of connections that they may have, once again, the things you can't see. You can't see someone's connections. You can't see someone's money. They even lie about the dick size, right? You can't see these things until it manifests, right? But women, on the other hand, lie about what you can see. This is the reason why they wear the makeup. They tuck in the fupa. You know what I'm saying? They go ahead and, wear the extensions. They lie about what you can see. And this goes back to the illusions that we give each other. Lies create illusions, but these aren't the illusions that I create. My illusions are based on the tangible reality. It's just how you choose to look at them, right? That's what makes it different for a different individual, even though they may be looking at the same thing. But in regards to the generalization of how men and women manipulate the reality is through lies. But once again, I reiterate that it is true for men, what you can't see, and for women, what you can see. But let's talk about the women for a little bit on this one. So I have been through a lot of things. I have been through many of circumstances. And one thing that has remained, especially when it comes to women, one thing that has remained very consistent with dealing with women is that they put up a persona that is very different right in your face, because women, they have to prove themselves pretty much up front upon sight, because it is the aesthetics. Most times it is the aesthetics of a woman that draws a man into their relation to them, right? So they have to create the illusion of themselves appearing to be something that they are not. This is like majority of women, with the tattoos, with the and women may say, I got my tattoo because of me. Well, let's think about that again. Do you really need a tattoo of whatever it is to hold that image in your mind? Like, are you afraid that you're going to, be a victim of amnesia or something like that, and you're never going to remember that one thing that you really like so much so that you had to get it tattooed on yourself? I mean, is that really the case? I don't think so. These things that women do, they have been programmed to bypass the logic portion of it and go straight for the illogical portions of it, which, once again, the illogical to me is that you got this tattoo for you. Nope. You got it as a sign of expression to relay a message to other people, even if you do cover it up. Because, once again, there are women who have plenty of tattoos. They don't show them to everybody because the different tattoos represent a different type of expression in a different type of setting to a different type of individual. I'll give you an example. A woman who may work in the corporate section, she's pretty much going to cover up all her tattoos. She's going to cover up the arm sleeves. She's going to cover up the thighs. She's going to cover up, the vagina tattoo. All that stuff is going to be covered up. She's not going to show that to everybody. Even if she goes to the beach, there's still some tattoos that she may have that you're not going to see. Now, the beach is a little different, because I wouldn't even say that, because women know ahead of time that these things are going to be exposed in certain situations. So I think even then they still make it a point to have a certain level of expression that is consistent with the environment that they're in. Once again, this is them creating an illusion that they are very different than what they want you to believe, because them tattoos are not a representation of all the time. They're not a representation of them. I mean, I've seen so many Tweety and Betty Boop and so many different type of I mean, really, do you even know who made these characters? Like, I mean, do you even know the history of them? I mean, for me to get a tattoo on my body, like whatever it is, I have to know all the mythology, origin, how to spell it, where it comes from, all the history on it. But you ask these women these same things and they have no clue who was the artist who actually created the original character that they have on their bodies. That doesn't mean that you can't be a fan of it, of course, but nonetheless, it is not about you. Because if it was about you, you would know all this information about the tattoos that you have on your body. Now, there are some women who do have tattoos on their body, and it serves as a reminder for them. But nonetheless, it is still an expression that they want to give and relay to other people, regardless, because you don't need to put tattoos on your body in order to relay these messages to yourself. So therefore, they're for someone else. That is just a clear example of how women create an illusion of telling other people things about what they can see without actually saying it. Once again, the hair, the nails, the eyelashes. We as black men, especially the BWs, we tell these women all the time, hey, we really don't like the weave, we don't like the eyelashes, we don't like the fake butts or any of that stuff, and they don't care. You know why they don't care? Because the illusion is not for us. It's for the women that they're in competition with. I mean, if let's go with something very arbitrary, right? Let's say that I was a pumpkin grower, right? They have those contests about growing pumpkins, and people try to grow the biggest pumpkin that they can grow so they can put it in a contest and maybe win a prize. But me personally, or let's say another person, the general person, they don't give a hell. They don't give a shit about pumpkins. Like, for this person to tell them, hey, I like pumpkins and they're all right, but you're a little obsessive with it, and that's just not my thing. What are they going to say to you? They're going to say, I don't care, it's for me. But in all actuality, who are they in competition with? The other people who grow big ass pumpkins. So they don't care about the general person's perspective of pumpkins. They don't care. The reason why they don't care is because they're not doing what they're doing in order to generate a favorable response from those people, which includes you, black men. They're not doing this stuff because you like it or don't like it. They're doing this stuff because they're in competition with other people who do the same exact things that they're do to say that I'm better, I can pay more money for this and that. That's all it is. Women like to accessorize, and they like to even conclude you, black man, as an accessory. But nonetheless, they like to accessorize. And the more accessories that a woman has, quote unquote, that denotes to other women that they are more affluent than they are, especially, like I said, with the BWs. That's very, very particular in our community for some reason. You know, they got to have this for that and that for this, and you know, the accessorize to hell. You know, I blame Barbie, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where to get this stuff from. But nonetheless, it's a competition between each other. That's the reason why they don't care what black men say about their aesthetics and their desires. You know, they're more concerned about the competition and the illusion and the lies that they tell each other than they are worried about the truths that they are telling to black men. That's just a side note, aside from what I'm talking about. Just to help to explain from my point of view of why these BWs do the things that they do in regards to their aesthetics. But nonetheless, the whole topic is about how men and women lie. You know, once again, men lie about what you can't see. Women lie about what you can see. This difference comes from the individuality of our natures, and also the individuality of us being men and us being women. Once again, men don't like the same thing that women like in men, and vice versa. So this is the reason why you see the difference in how they display these lies, right? But maybe I'll talk about the men another time in regards to their lies. You know, I'm not really too particular with talking about the men, but the simps. The simps. This is where this whole culture of men lying about what you can't see is simp behavior. Is very much simp behavior. Now, once again, this is just a thought process. This isn't me saying that everything that anyone lies about has to follow these rules, but generally speaking, this is how I view things. But nonetheless, like, comment, and share. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Patreon. I have not uploaded any videos to Facebook. Boy, I've had a very trying weekend. But nonetheless, I'm here. We're going to do the damn thing. You know, the purpose must move forward, right? But anyways, until next time, this has been the Wolf in Beta Clothes. May you have a good day. And you know, peace be with you.